10 Most Powerful Creatures from Norse Mythology. Norse mythology is one of the biggest cultural treasures of humankind. It holds the knowledge of views and feelings of ancient Scandinavian people, whose myths and tales influence dozens of other cultures. We've got our weekdays named after Norse gods, many books, TV shows, and films created under the inspiration of myths. Noble gods, beautiful elves, and terrible Norse mythology creatures fascinate and make people terrified to this day. In our list, we will detect all the horrible, enchanting, and most of all powerful beings that are a part of the Norse folklore. Let's start with the goddess god of them all, and finish with the mysterious creature that can exist even today. The greatest of the gods and the ruler of Asgard, Odin is the one who rocks in the pantheon of Norse gods. He is the strongest, most powerful, and the oldest among the gods. Odin embodies the concept of duality. He chose neither darkness nor light because he desires wisdom over physical strength. His path is full of good and questionable deeds. He even gave up his left eye to gain a chance to drink from the fountain of wisdom. That's what I call commitment. Another remarkable act of Odin is his quest to get clairvoyance abilities. To make this happen, the god hung 9 days and nights on the great tree of Yggdrasil, nailed to it by his own spear. Odin understands his power and physical strength, but the true might of this god is in his pursuit to gain knowledge. The ability to see what truly matters gave him a chance to become the most powerful and almighty among all the gods in Asgard. However, his excellent wit and strength will not help him in the ultimate battle. Odin will face a sad fate during Ragnarok because Fenrir will kill him, and the great god story will end. Fenrir. Speaking of Fenrir, the creepy dog that gave the name to the frightening werewolf from Harry Potter is the pain in the head for the fine gods of Asgard. They know that one day Fenrir will break free and Ragnarok will begin. What's so remarkable about Fenrir? You see, this monstrous creature is a child of Loki, or the favorite trickster and troublemaker of Asgard. When he was just a little wolfy boy, gods decided that he was safe enough to put him in Asgard and watch him grow. Little did they know that a boy will grow up to be a terrific wolf who will break his chains like threads. In the end, gods managed to tie him up with a magical binding, Sleipnir, but we all know that it will not end well. According to the seeress's prediction, after killing Odin, Fenrir will be killed by his son Vidar, and a new era will start. It will be the end of Fenrir, a monstrous wolf so big that he can even fight with gods. Nidhogg. Norse mythology has a couple of grand snakes who play a remarkable role in the myths. Being one of those creatures, Nidhogg is a powerful dragon who luckily was trapped under the roots of Yggdrasil. Nidhogg isn't very happy with his position, and that's why he gnaws at the tree's roots. Also, he eats sinners that come here for their punishment, but that's his side job. He eats only murderers, adulterers, and oath breakers. You see, even the ancient dragon has his standards. In Edas, Nidhogg is portrayed as a huge dragon who needs to be captured. He possesses monstrous strength, but the roots of Yggdrasil are not some kind of Sleipnir. They keep them tied. So, the only one who needs to be afraid of this powerful snake is sinners, and Yggdrasil's roots. Frigg. It's worth mentioning the better half of Odin, his faithful spouse, Frigg, the goddess among the gods. She is the only one from the pantheon who got the privilege to sit on Odin's throne. She is an Aesir goddess, which means that she is superior to other gods with similar or even identical powers. She is a perfect wife for Odin because she's a seer and knows about every human's and god's destiny. She never reveals this knowledge though. That's why Odin got this power for himself. Frigg is the goddess of romantic love and weather. It was believed that storms and rain start once Frigg feels unhappy. The might of Frigg is so huge that she can even outsmart her husband Odin, and she does it often. Yotna. The big people, who were enemies of humankind and gods called Yotna, were actually the ones who'd been here before us. Most of the Yodna folk are enemies of the Aesir and Vanir gods, but some became god spouses and friends. Yodnas are all over Edas, where they're portrayed to be beautiful, gigantic, and very strong. These giants symbolized wilderness and possessed the power to cause storms and avalanches to kill people. Usually in myths, Yodnas are antagonists, the one who's full of evil and malice. Only some of them look kind and smart, so if you ask me, if you see Yodna, you better run. Jormungandr. Another fascinating snake, whose nickname is World Serpent. Jormungandr lives in the sea, and he's another child of Loki, the unfortunate father. This Loki's boy was put into the waters for good by Odin. Jormungandr grew to be a massive snake, and one day he surrounded the earth and bit into his own tail. Gods were afraid that he could squeeze our lovely planet like an orange, so Odin threw him into the sea. As his brother Fenrir, Jormungandr will become a key player in Ragnarok and will kill Thor. But it will happen when Jormungandr will let go of his tail, so gods still have time. Trauga. The scariest creature in Norse mythology is Trauga. It's not your regular zombie. Trauga is a living dead who possesses the powers of vampires, the ability to turn into animals and enter into people's dreams. I would rather meet a zombie. Traugas are the guards of the tombs, but sometimes for some terrible reason, they come out of the tombs and begin scaring people. It was believed that Traugas could look like anyone, and taking into account their shape-shifting abilities, it would be terrifying. Valkyries. The power of these cosmic ladies comes from their incredible magic might. They can influence the battles on Earth to get the best warriors into their home, Valhalla. They usually obey Odin, but Valkyries are strong enough to do as they wish, so sometimes they can defy his orders. Every Valkyrie was once a daughter of a king or mighty warrior, and that's why she was blessed with this semi-goddess status. Of course, their duty is to gather the warriors' souls, and it's needed for the day when Ragnarok starts. That day, they will all fight for Odin and see him fall. Sleipnir. The legendary horse of Odin, Sleipnir, is a truly one-of-a-kind beast. He is the strongest of all horses who ever existed. His father was Valkyrie, the steed of the legendary builder of Asgard, and the mother of Sleipnir was, you guessed it, Loki. Gods asked Loki to turn into a mare to distract Valkyrie while gods fought with Asgard's builder. But when the battle was over, it turned out that Loki was pregnant. Sometime later, he gave birth to this gorgeous 8-legged horse with incredible strength, which became Odin's stallion, Kraken. Well, the best for last. The mythological Kraken, a gigantic aquatic monster so loved by Howard Lovecraft, will end our journey among the most powerful Norse mythology creatures. Kraken is one of those beings that probably has more natural than supernatural origins. Countless mentions of this giant squid that was even bigger than most of the ships were the reason why sailors were afraid of Kraken. In addition to its enormous size, people believed that Kraken had the ability to cloud people's minds, so every meeting with it would be fatal. But some of them had survived and were later told the Kraken was as giant as an island, and only a miracle saved their ship from drowning. I would really appreciate it if you would subscribe to my channel, and I also recommend you to hit the bell button so you'll receive notifications every time I upload a new video. Thank you very much.